This video is brought to you by dankritual.com. If you use the promo code DREW10 at checkout, you can get 10% off of your order of the tan or green 2-player cloth playmats. Get your playmat today. All right, so round 3, I am on the right, still playing Burning Abyss. You guys already know. And then on the left, we have Dan, who's playing Adventure Prank Kid. And some of you may know from asking me in the prior rounds that I posted about my matchups where I played 3 Prank Kids and 1 Phantom Knight. So that was it was basically all meta, pretty much all meta. So he starts off with right here. He's gonna get the Adventure. He has a nice collector's rare Adventure, if I remember correctly. I'm pretty sure it was a collector's rare. But our hand is lined up to put in some work against him. So I ogre the Adventure, which is ideal. He doesn't get to do the search that he wants to do. And from here, he will definitely reveal that he didn't draw well because he goes Link Spider. And this is where it gets really interesting. Or funny, I should say. He normal summons a Ghost Ogre because he's going to make a Verte. He didn't draw any Prank Kid stuff. So he makes the Verte. He makes the Verte. And he goes to pay cost, which is sensible. But we drew Valor too. So we had Ogre Valor, which completely just cut him off from doing legitimately anything. He just basically ends on Verte. That's how good that was for us. Being able to hand trap your opponent that badly just really hurts him. And you can see the way he said, go ahead. This match wasn't super long after I took out the siding from it. So I opted to leave this in the normal speed and not speed it up at all. I figured it'd be more easy for me to commentate on what's happening in a quicker match. So I start with Foolish Burial. Now, my graveyard you can't see excellent like that well here, but I'm pretty sure I send Libic, and Libic triggers to special summon a Graph from my hand. So it specials the Graph, and then I normal summon Seer after that, which you'll see shortly after Dan finishes cutting my deck here. So there's a normal summon of the Seer. The reason I do that is that way if he has like Nibiru, I get Seer and Graph to trigger, which is pretty cool. Or at least I'll get the Seer to trigger and I could bring a Dante back and still keep playing. So now he's just seeing what I have engraved so far. I have the Foolish, the Libic, Valor, and Ogre. And he was asking what Dante did, and I was explaining that the mill 3 or 2 or 1 is a cost, so it can't be negated, and he gains 500 for each. So I was basically just explaining what happens, and I was explaining what happens when Dante hits the graveyard and Seer and Graph. That way he knew. So I don't detach anything. I just hit for 500 because I'm going for a 4-material Zeus here. And to battle the Dante switches, which you already know. And it doesn't really matter because we're going to make it into a Downerd. And then Downerd into Zeus. So, and then I go for the Extrav. That's the nice thing about playing 2 Downerd and 2 Zeus is that you can do stuff like this and it doesn't really hurt you. So he ashes it, which is fine. He did have hand traps. It's not the hand traps that he needed. So he draws after I passed to him. And he couldn't remember if I cut, so he just had me cut his deck. He asked me, and I said, yeah, sure. I'm like, I don't think I did, but we'll go for it. Because after he did the Prank Kid search, after he did the Fusion Destiny that he attempted to do. So here he does a Prank Kid search. I was getting ahead of myself. So he does a Prank Kid search, which is fine. I'm not going to Zeus that. There's no reason to Zeus that right now. We just wait for him to normal summon the Prank Kid, and then we Zeus. And you're going to see a really cool interaction here. So I finished the cut there. He's going to go for the normal. And there's the Dropsies. When it hits board, that's when I opt to Zeus, and I'm going to detach the Graph and the Downerd. He ogres, which is fine. Like, that's absolutely fine against our deck. I just chain the Zeus again because why not? So that all resolves, and what ends up happening is that the Seer, the Graph, and the Dante are all going to go off. So I'm going to get the special Skarm from deck, add the Seer back, and summon the Dante onto the field. So we are still way ahead of him in board state, which is crazy. So he passes after that, so there's not much you can really do. And I think I normal summon the Seer here. I drew a Drahig, which is basically going to be used for Beatrice. Now he's down in points, and I'm pretty sure that I could have actually had game. I think I could be wrong. Um, I can't remember, but I know that I can hit him for a good chunk of points here, and it'll definitely hurt him. So we normal summon the Seer, overlay. Here comes our second Dante. And then we detach the Skarm, mill for 3. So right now we have 3,500 points of damage on board. He's at 6,000 life points, I believe, because he did the Fusion Destiny. So from here, we're going to go ahead and probably just move into battle shortly. Yeah, so we put the Dante into attack, and I think I'm going to attack, and then I asked him if I could still be in main phase, and he said yes. So I make a Beatrice, and then I swing for 5,000 total, which is definitely a lot better than 3,500. So then Dante goes to defense, and then we go for a Downward Zeus. It's only 3, but if he destroys the Beatrice first, then, you know, I do get to do stuff. So an end phase, Skarm grabs the Tour Guide, and he opts to normal summon Celestial, and I chain, and then he reveals Ogre, and then he just scoops and says, hey, you know, it'd be pretty good if we went to a game 2 right now. So we do take game 1 with our hand traps really commanding the play and starting things off. But we are now on to game 2. And game 2, we're going to see Dan opt to go first. Things will get underway shortly. This one actually might be sped up a little bit. I might have this clip sped up because I think he combos here, and I didn't want to have to explain the combo super in depth with Prank Kids because it's pretty simple. And this game isn't a super long game either, so it's just the combos. So he's running through the simple combos. He's got the adventure stuff. He's got the Prank Kid stuff. Basically, once you get the adventure stuff assembled and you normal summon a Prank Kid, you're going to have a good end board. Like, your end board is going to be nuts. And that's exactly what he did here. So, yeah, he opened what he needed, which is good. That's what you want. You want your deck to do it. It does. And he definitely saw the cards that he needed in his game 2 here, which is fantastic. So we're now seeing him start his combo off. There's the Meow Mew, which is obviously very strong. A lot of people are asking for that card to get hit in some way, shape, or form, and I wonder why. So now he gets the Doodle play going, and he's gonna completely combo. Unfortunately for us, we only drew Valor, which isn't fantastic here. It's just not that great, but I tried to read one of his back row, which you'll find out soon. And when I tried to read the back row, it did not go the way that I wanted it to, which is fine. I needed to hit his other back row, and I didn't. But it happens. There's nothing you can really do about it. It's just what you have to do. You just have to go with the flow. I'm pretty sure I tried to hit one of those back row. So I know I have Valor, I think Seer, Farfa, looks like Droplet, and Prosperity. So he's just progressing through combo, and I'm getting ready to probably scoop. And he also has Fusion Destiny, which is just like even more disgusting. That's really solid. And he obviously didn't use Prank Kids Pandemonium, so he's not locked into Prank Kids, which is also really nuts. Like, that's super strong. So there's the DP coming down. And then he goes set 2. And he goes end phase Pranks. I can't remember what he shuffles here. So there's a Meow Mew, which is a decent choice. He goes with a Fansies, and he goes with a Doodle. All pretty good choices. Gives everything a little mix. And you'll see the read that I had wrong. I thought I was able to remember, like, the order, like, that he added cards back in, and he set something different in his own that I thought was where the card that I didn't know was, because I was worried about the card I didn't know on his back row. One of them I know is Pandemonium, the other one I have no idea what it is. So it's like, okay, which one does he have? So I start off with the Prosperity. I think I do 3 here. I think. Yeah, I do 3. And he gives me the okay. I reveal, and what do I grab here? Maybe a droplet? Yeah, we grab the droplet. Oh, no, I don't. I grab the tour guide. That's right. And from here, I actually might have a Foolish Burial in hand. Yeah, I do. I thought it was something else. Well, I might have drawn that for turn. I honestly don't remember. But you're going to see me bait out one of the back row, which I send Calcab, and the back row that I should have hit was the one to my right of that. So I hit the Pandemonium, and I knew his other card was more of a threat. The Pandemonium I actually wasn't worried about because I have like Droplet in hand. But his other back row, I just had this weird suspicion that it was something that would completely counter me. And as you'll quickly find out, it was not something that I wanted to have in his back row, but the Calcab just kind of made it happen that way. So he now resolves his fusion summoning, and he gets the Battle Butler, and then he gets to summon some cards. So he's got a Rock Season of Handsies, which is pretty standard. So he lets me go ahead and cut here, and then it's going to go back to me trying to play this turn out. And I figure, you know what, I'll just summon the tour guide and see what happens. Hoping this back row isn't like Imperm or something like that. But he's thinking right now, and he attempts to Griffin. And when he attempts to Griffin, that is when I drop my copy of Forbidden Droplet. And I send, I believe, 3 cards. Yes, I send 3 cards, and he flips Judgment, which literally is just me looking at it and saying, "Yeah, I think we can go to game 3 because that Judgment really, really hurt." So yeah, that's kind of the way it runs sometimes. Unfortunately, your opponent combos off and you can't do much, but that's okay. The most important game in Yu-Gi-Oh is always game 3. Game 3 is always the most important. And as you can see, we are right on to game 3, in which I will be electing to go first. So we'll get our opening 5 going here. And then we get to normal summon Rhino. Special summon Graph, which is kind of unfortunate, but it's okay. We make our Dante. Detach the Rhino and mill 3. I don't think we hit anything crazy there. I see an Ash and an anti-spell, but I can't see what the other corner card is. But our Rhino sends what I think is a tour guide, I think. And then we discard a Burning Abyss to make a Beatrice. I think I said send tour guide, but I actually meant send Skarm. We sent a token collector, actually. So then we flip anti-spell. And yeah, he's looking at his hand going, I got spell cards that they really aren't going to help me here. And that's the crazy part, is that anti-spell is actually disgusting in this meta. So disgusting. And with cards, that are coming out for more fusion-based decks, anti-spell is going to be even better, which is just nuts to me. Probably one of the best side deck cards right now as a whole. So I think he actually opted to go end phase because he didn't have anything else. So I do Beatrice, and I send Fairy Tale Snow, and I think, right? I think I might have put the Snow back, and then I sent Skarm. I can't see exactly. Oh, no, I think I detached Graph, and the Graph summoned the Skarm. It got auto-popped. I sent Fairy Tale Snow off Beatrice. Graph summoned Skarm. Skarm gets popped because Beatrice, and then Skarm searches tour guide. Okay, now I'm back on track to where I need to be. So I get the tour guide to summon Seer. He gives everything a cut. So now that we've got the Fairy Tale Snow and Grave, we have more that we can do. I overlay, make a Dante, detaching and milling 3. And put the Beatrice to attack position. And then we're going to swing for 5,000. And Dante goes to defense. And after he goes to defense, we make a 1 send Zeus, which is probably more than enough. We don't have to send more than that. The cool thing is, even if he could activate right, I have Token Collector, so like that's really good. So he now just shows me his hand, and he shows me that he drew so many bricks and 2 nibs, which I never did more than 5 summons to get everything going. So that'll definitely win you the game, you know. So he didn't draw very well, and I respected the nib. So yeah, that's basically it for round number 3. Hope you guys enjoyed.